Welcome to Rocksolid Productions, where in this video we are checking out the Champion wired controller for the PlayStation 4 from TTX. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Gary here with Rocksolid Productions. Now before we get started, I just want to take a second and thank you for stopping by and checking out what we have going on here on the channel. Especially in days like this, it is even harder for independent creators to go ahead and gain some momentum against the algorithm, especially when we're competing against the bigger monolith type companies out there. If you have an independent creator that you know, that you watch, that you like, that you enjoy, do them a favor, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell notification. That way each and every time they upload new content, you're kept the most up to date. It really helps them in the algorithm. Helps me too. So here today we have the TTX Tech, and I've struggled with saying that a couple of times, TTX Tech, the TTX Tech Champion wired controller for the PlayStation 4. It's very similar to some other controllers that are out there from other manufacturers. Not going to deny that, but this is a wired versus a wireless version. So what does that mean? It means no batteries to have to recharge, no range issues, and you should have a little bit more of a direct feeling when you are playing your games. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this, we're going to throw it on the bench, we're going to see how it comes out of the box, and we are going to play a little bit of the PS4. Let's get started. So here you can see the TTX Tech Champion here, wired pro controller for the PS4. Nothing really on the side, but on the back. Play like a champion with the TTX Tech Champion wired controller for the PS4 and its ergonomic design. Kind of a clunky sentence there. Enjoy your favorite PS4 games with a 4-face button layout, plug and play setup, 7-foot cable, decent, 10-foot would have been better, and 2 precision-tuned analog sticks to defeat even your greatest foes. Looking below here, again, plug and play setup, 2 precision-tuned analog sticks, ergonomic grip, 7-foot cable. Everything else is pretty much the exact same on the back, just different languages. And no instructions in the box, which I'm okay with. I mean, it's a controller. You plug it in, you play with it. Here you go. Yeah, I'm going to say right off the bat, reminds me very much of our recently reviewed old school wireless controller. Now, one thing I missed in that review, and I can see this controller is the exact same way, is the fact there is no built-in speaker, so that is something to be aware of. There's no headphone port on the bottom, no headphone port at all actually, so that is something to be aware of. If having the headphone jack is important, this does not have that feature for you. I really like these triggers. If it's anything, again, like that other controller, I've been using that a lot for racing games, and these are a little bit firmer and a little bit larger than the stock ones, which for racing games makes them great. D-pad feels right. Analog sticks feel decent. I mean, there's nothing dragging or anything. They click in like they should. I mean, pretty simple and straightforward. It is really comfortable. I do like these grips here. You know, very comfortable in the hands. No fatigue issues or anything like that over time. Let's plug it in, let's test it out. So a little bit of bad news, good news. When I went to go ahead and plug everything in, where I'm sitting from where my PlayStation's at, about 10 feet. 7 feet did not cut it. However, I'm happy to say that just my standard USB extension cable that I have for my computer worked just fine. So we are going to test it out with some Monster Energy Motocross here. This is actually one of the free games through the PlayStation Store for the month of December 2019. I actually just downloaded this last night. I really am interested to see how this is going to play. Oh, kind of pushing my way through there. I have not watched Supercross in probably 10 years. Jerry McGrath was still racing when I was really into motocross. I gotta say, the throttle and brake feel really good. I've got to slow down going in the corners. I'm just going way too deep. Now, the one thing with a game like this is you can actually adjust your angle and pitch and everything while you're in the air. If you need to bring the nose up, then you hit the gas. If you need to bring the nose down, you tap the brakes. And something like this too, one of the things that you may not realize is how much you use the throttle as steering. Not only to, if you overshoot a turn, but to help the bike rotate, basically. I mean, and should you really take tips from the guy running in dead last right now? Maybe not. Well, that was kind of poor. Let's go to the main menu. Let's see what else we can play here. How about some Jedi Starfighter? And Jedi Starfighter, obviously a PS2 game that you can download on the PS4 and play. It doesn't seem like I can press start to continue playing. Yeah, that is not, normally the option button would be start, was not working. Let's try another racing game. Let's do Horizon Chase Turbo since Jedi Starfighter didn't work. This clearly, I've said this before, one of the most fun racing games ever. If you like Outrun for the Sega Genesis and from the arcade, you will love Horizon Chase Turbo. And again, in this, the L and R, or the two triggers will be your throttle and brake. And then you can also use, I believe the X button can also work as your throttle. It's just a really fun, cartoony, arcade-style racing game. And, I mean, this is working great. I do feel the rumble more playing this than I did with the motocross game. I will say that much. And when you collect all of those blue kind of things here, you actually get an extra turbo. He's gone turbo. Yes, I know I make that joke every time. But I'm going to wreck it. Yeah, the analog sticks are feeling really good. I'm digging what the triggers are giving me. As you can see, when you get the collected tokens with full fuel and everything, you earn extra points. Just, it's a stupid fun racing game. Transformers Devastation, based on G1 Transformers, and it looks just awesome. I'm typically not a fan of cell shading, but the way that it works in this game and looks in this game, it looks awesome. It looks really good. It has been a minute since I've played this. The button presses are exactly, what they should be. I am getting a little bit of, I can't call it grinding, but it does feel like there's a little bit of resistance on the side of the sticks, especially the right stick. The left stick doesn't feel as bad, but there is a little something on the right stick that's just not quite as precise as I'd like it to be. There you can see how you can use your vehicle attacks and everything against the Stunticons. We're going to try one last one here real quick. That's one we should all know, Sonic Mania. Great game, again, looks awesome on the PS4. I've got this on the PS4 and the Switch. Probably play it more on the Switch than the PS4, to be honest with you. And for this one, I'm actually going to just use the D-pad. Game looks and sounds amazing. D-pad feels really good. I never understood in this why they changed the invincibility music. We'll do the blue sphere before we wrap things up. Everything feels mostly pretty responsive. Like I say, in Transformers, I noticed a little bit of, like perhaps the control stick was rubbing on the outside of the shroud a little bit. But above and beyond that, it's felt, exactly as it should. I don't really notice that it's a wired controller. It doesn't feel any more or less responsive than a traditional DualShock 4 controller. Got to find the last 24 rings. Again, they're rings, not coins, and now we're going even faster. Where are they? Yeah, there's nothing I could do there. All right, let's wrap it up. So in the end, what do I think of the Champion controller? It's not for me. Hold on. Doesn't mean it's a bad controller. It's just not a controller for me. See, for where I normally play my PlayStation 4 down in my living room, this normally isn't up here, it's downstairs. I am a good 20 feet away from my system. I would need a huge extension to make this work. I also really like having the speaker built in, especially for many racing games where my crew chief actually comes through and radios through the controller. This doesn't have that. Button presses felt good. The analog sticks on the right hand side felt a little just weird, not grindy, but it felt like on the outside of it, it just felt like it was a little draggy. The left analog stick felt fine. This would be something that I would get for a Player 2, Player 3, Player 4 controller that you would have for a kid to plunk down in front of the TV, that they're not going to be very far away from the system, and they'd basically play. It did work with my extension cable. The one thing that I thought was weird was that it did not work. Normally you hit the right side here of the touchpad and that reads as start with PS2 games. Jedi Starfighter didn't work at all. Very comfortable, very direct button presses. I love the triggers on these. I would like to see these incorporated into some other controllers, or even if they did like a pro level controller like this that was wireless, had the speaker built into it, and also had the headphone jack. Sign me up if you do that. But for me right now, this is a little bit of a pass, but I can definitely see the market for the players that this would be good for. Let me know what you think. Again, these are just my opinions, but let me know what you think down in the comment section below. You can also email me at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. Hit me up on Twitter at rocksolidstudios, Facebook at facebook.com/rocksolidproductions, and on Instagram at instagram.com/rocksolidproductionsgk. Now, if you do want to pick up one of these, I will have a link down below to where you can pick them up through our Amazon affiliate. You can also go ahead, check your local retro retailer. That's where we got ours from here, from Adrian at Live Action Games. That's one of the great things about TTX, is the fact that they're designed to be sold through brick and mortar stores. So if you check your local retro game store, you should be able to pick one up. Now, if you are looking to go ahead too and help support the channel, there's a couple different ways you can do so, and with one of them, you also get early access to our content. Head on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/rocksolid. For as little as $1 a month, $12 a year, you do get early access to all of our content, exclusive content, and a whole lot more. Plus, you can also go ahead, head on over to our Teespring store on screen now, where we have t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, and more, all featuring the Rock Solid Productions logo. And finally, like I mentioned at the top of this video, if you like what you see here, if you want to see more, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and leave a comment down below. I really do want to hear from you. That way you are kept the most up to date with everything we have going on here with the channel. This has potential. I am not the customer for this, but I can definitely see who would be. My name is Gary. This has been Rock Solid Productions and our look at the TTX Tech Champion controller for the PlayStation 4. I thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon.